mean, I saw the film just as, you know, a normal lay person, and I was just going through the titles on Showtime On Demand, and I just picked out your film. I was like, wow, Tired Black Man, let me just go and see that. And I saw it, and I was so, like, captivated by the other side of the story, you know?
Right.
So,
and the subtitle of the film is Now It's a Black Man's Turn to Exhale.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the DVD actually has 3 hours of extra material that are not in that version that you saw on Showtime. The director's commentary and the extra footage is amazing. Some people say it's even better than the main movie.
I think I'm gonna have to definitely go out and purchase it, like, immediately, because I was taken away by the version that I saw.
Yeah, the extra stuff is priceless because the director's commentary, I dug much deeper into what was going on that you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Explain or that I was talking to, what was really going on. And it's not about, I made the film this way, the actor did this, the actor did that. Everything is about the issue. And then there's an hour and 15 minutes of extra footage where some of the interviews I did with people were uncut. Some of them were like 20 minutes long. You can see the whole interplay between me and them, and you can dig so much deeper into what's really being said.
Yeah, because I wanted to ask you about the woman that was just totally upset. And I don't know if you remember, the woman that was just like so upset. She was like, I'm angry, but I have a reason to be angry. And you're devaluing my feelings. I was like, oh, I definitely wanted to see the uncut of what she had to say, because I don't know.
I put the whole interview in of exactly her. Yeah, and it's great. The whole interview on her is really telling. You can see so much. And there's a lot of pain that people don't know how to articulate. Somehow, that clip and my style of questioning seemed to drag the best out of people. Because I'm sure you've seen enough documentaries to know people don't normally explode off the screen in a documentary. They talk, but blow it off the screen.
She did.
But there was a visceral response to what I was doing that probably gave more insight to some of the issues that we really face than anything else.
So when you first went in, like, what was your initial reasoning for creating the film? Like,
well, what happened initially, I lived it. Tanya in the movie is a combination of 2 different females who are exactly the same female with a different name, social security number, and fingerprint.
okay.
And it's played out almost identically. Then after that, I was dating a younger woman who would argue with me constantly just because she existed. And one day she ran back and said, you know what, you need to get you a white woman. I said, excuse me? She said, you need to get a white woman. You can't have a strong black woman. I said, you know what, you're right. I didn't get a white woman, but I left her. And so with that, a year later, I was shooting a clip to showcase the acting ability of 6 up-and-coming actors. I was trying to figure out what to write. I was just shooting it to show, you know, look, I can direct, and here's what these actors can act like, you know, so, and trying to figure out what to write, I decided to write how what she said made me feel. And I channeled my frustration from dealing with these different situations, and that's what became that clip. The clip went viral, and everyone started going bananas and demanding to see the rest of the movie. And there never was supposed to be a rest of the movie. And so, in the process, I decided to build a website and announce it as a movie that was coming to see what would happen, and people went berserk. It went viral, and everyone started anticipating this movie, so I put my phone number, my email address, I had, you know, people sending me emails, and I was blogging. I collected all this data, and I looked at it for a year before I shot the first frame of the movie. The first thing I realized, I can't write the movie, because if I do, women are going to argue with me and say it's my opinion.
Right.
I have to go and find out what people feel about these issues all across the country. And, you know, I got on the plane and showed people this clip and said, tell me what you think. And that's commenting on, which is also a statement of how powerful it is, because if they got all that from that 3-minute clip, that must mean there's really an issue. And people understand it across the country. If you really add it up, the most telling thing is, every man said some black women, not all. Black women just said black men, no good, none of them, no qualifier, no chaser. The black men were much more gracious to say not all black women are angry. The black women were not that gracious. The black men from the youngest to the oldest understood the problem almost exactly identical. Daddy issues. The women when they were younger were almost crazy. When they were in their 20s, when they got to their 30s, they started calming down a bit. By the time they got to their 40s, they said black women need to grow up. So they grow into an understanding. But men obviously understand the problem better. Broken homes. And the broken homes are broken because of no fathers. So that, in a nutshell, what's what.
Okay.
It really should be studied. I've got 20 more hours of footage that's never been seen. It really needs to be studied. And, so psychologists and students need to take it apart and really dig deep. There's a lot of information in there.
I could certainly see that happening in the future. Now, I saw, like, through Facebook that you've taken your family along, you know, the journey. And you've been having, like, an open discussion with these people all around the world. And what are you guys talking to them about, you and your wife? Because I see her...
Well, that was a one-time trip. We went to Germany, Paris, London, and basically we show the film and have an open forum discussion. And discuss the very, issues that the film brings up. And it's interesting to find that in some ways, in America, it doesn't matter black, white, Asian, Latin, they say it's exactly the same thing. I'm a tired white man, tired Asian man, it's the same thing. It's just, I often tell people if you take 2 pieces of beef and you put salt and pepper on one, garlic on the other, and onions on the other, it's just beef. It just has a different flavor.
Right.
So when you go to foreign countries now, some of them say, in London, they're like, it's the same thing, man, blah, blah, blah. It's still a little bit different, but it's the same thing. But, they also, in other ways, find it a curiosity, because it's still at a different kind of an American extreme. And they find it very titillating to see, how we hack away at each other, and what's going on in our lives.
So at what point between dealing with those 2 other women and making the film, at what point did you meet and marry your wife? On a timeline?
Right after I finished the film and edited the film, she came by to look at final edit ideas and just kind of never went away, and next thing we knew we were involved and married, got twins.
Okay.
It happened relatively fast, which is going to prompt the next chapter of the diary.
Okay, so there is a next chapter.
Yeah. I want to make 2 sequels to it.
Okay, wow, this is great for me as a writer and as a fan, because honestly, I see it going to the point of, I don't know, when it comes to the things that I like to see, I would definitely love to see like a tour throughout the historically black colleges.
If you want to help organize that, I'd love you for it.
That's definitely something that they would embrace. We've got this new type of generation,
Yeah.
So, I think we would be more, I don't know though, because I've talked to a lot of people that deal with relationship books, relationship films, and a lot of what I'm hearing from them is the people in their 20s, which is me and my generation, we don't listen until we get into our 30s, but you never know, because I don't consider myself to be, along with their guidelines and their assumptions. For the most part, it's true, but, you've got some people that are ahead of the curve when it comes to, the maturity and the age thing.
I mean, that's exactly what the film showed. It showed exactly that. I actually made a chart charted human adult maturation. And adult maturation begins at 35 and it pretty much ends at 45. During those 10 years is when you really grow up. And that's exactly what my film also showed. It's very, very consistent. There are exceptions, but maturity is relative to your maturity. Maturity is relative to your maturity within yourself, not somebody else's maturity.
Right.
Every level of maturity you're going to achieve is achieved primarily between 35 and 45. Even if you're really mature now, you're going to be a whole lot more between 35 and 45.
Okay.
First 25 years of your life, you're learning how to be functional. The second 25 years, you're learning what to do with what you learned in the first 25 years.
If you don't look like you can protect me, then I don't want to. No.
I found it interesting. Women say that a lot. My question is always, protect you from what? Now, I'm trying to figure out what kind of guy you're talking about, because the guys who look like they can protect you are generally big, strong, God-looking dudes with their pants hanging off their behind. They look like they can protect you.
Trust me, I'm not attracted to those. No. But I mean, I don't know. You haven't seen these men with the overly tight pants on, and you can see like their boxer briefs.
I think I know the type you're talking about. Kind of somewhere between a skateboard and yuppie looking something or another.
It's like the guys that are out here dressing like Kanye West.
Yeah, confused. Yeah.
Yes. It's like I don't understand. Like to me, my biggest issue now at 24 years old, unscathed by the grace of God, you know, when it comes to men, it's like I don't know who is out there for me to approach when they're looking like that, you know, Louis Vuitton and the pants hanging up there behind with the embellished belts and the really tight shirts. I'm like, is he gay? Is he straight? Is he even thinking about me? That's my issue. You know, I work on a Monday and I'm off on Tuesdays, which is a very rare day to be off, and you're approaching me from off the corner. I'm like, okay, why are you not at work? That's my question. You know, I don't know about most women.
I've got a new film coming out called Mother's Love. It's a gospel film. It's fully scripted. It's one of the first gospel films that doesn't have a church thing. It doesn't have a choir singing, and it doesn't have a preacher in it. So it breaks the paradigm. It's fully scripted. It's got Rhonda Watts and Vanessa Williams and some other actors in it. And it's going to be a very intense ride.
Which Vanessa Williams? Vanessa L. or just Vanessa Williams? Like,
The Williams, the darker one.
Okay. I forgot. I was trying to recall the film that she was in. What was that?
Plays New Jack City.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's how I usually refer to her, as New Jack City Vanessa Williams. Okay. She's definitely a great. I like her versatility throughout the whole time she's been out.
Right.
Really, I think that they would be so open to hearing from you and of you and about you in that historically black college scene.
I lectured at UCLA, Stanford, Morehouse, Howard, Long State. You know, I've done a few things, but I still want to dig in a lot more.
Yeah, I think it definitely should be like a whole tour. It was definitely a pleasure.
Very nice speaking with you, too.
All right, you have a great evening.